Angel's Landing. It is one of the most breathtaking and dangerous hiking trails in America. On August 22, 2006, a young couple climbed this 5,700-foot summit in Utah to celebrate their 10th wedding anniversary. He was a beloved youth pastor. She was an aspiring singer. To their community, they were the picture-perfect couple. But only one of them would make it off the mountain alive. As the sun rose over the Red Rock Cliffs, David Vander Meer claimed he reached into his backpack. When he turned around, his wife, Bernadette, was gone. She had plunged 1,200 feet to the valley floor. David told friends there was no scream, just a single gasp. Incredibly, the community took comfort in his story. One friend even suggested Bernadette didn't scream because she was too generous to distress her husband as she fell. For 2 decades, her death was ruled a tragic accident. But behind the grief-stricken pastor's facade lay a dark, hidden reality of control, greed, and betrayal. Behind closed doors, Bernadette was the breadwinner, working on the Las Vegas Strip, yet David strictly controlled every dime she made. But financial strain wasn't their biggest secret. Bernadette had just discovered that her husband was having an affair with a teenager from his church youth group. When she threatened him with divorce, David didn't beg for forgiveness. Instead, he worried about his reputation, asking, "What will people think?" Days later, he took her to Angel's Landing. Investigators would later discover that just before the trip, David quietly increased his wife's life insurance. Months after her death, he collected a $567,000 payout, using the money to buy his young mistress a house and a car. For 20 years, David moved on, eventually becoming a yoga instructor. But Bernadette's mother never stopped fighting, convinced her daughter was murdered. Finally, in June 2026, the past caught up with him. An anonymous tip led police to David's former mistress. She dropped a bombshell. Before the fateful hiking trip, David told her their affair could only continue if his wife was not alive. On June 22, 2026, David Vander Meer was finally arrested and charged with murder. But the story took one last, shocking turn. Just days later, while awaiting extradition in his jail cell, David took his own life. He escaped a courtroom, but to Bernadette's family, his final act cemented his guilt. Her mother remarked, "I think he knew his goose was cooked." He took a beautiful wife and robbed her of her life. 20 years later, the truth was finally unmasked on the mountain, and Bernadette's memory was freed from a lie.